From brothels to ballrooms, from the streets of Buenos Aires to the stages of Paris, we'll take you beyond the dance and into the untold stories of tango.
This is Tango in motion. Let's dance with the revolution.
Today, we're tackling tango. And, well, probably not the tango you're picturing.
Right. Most people imagine this dance of pure, raw passion, maybe born in some dimly lit brothel.
Exactly, that clandestine, forbidden feeling. But our mission today is to, dive deeper into the real story, the origins, the evolution. It's actually much more complex and honestly surprising.
It really is. That popular idea, the brothel origin, it's been sensationalized quite a bit.
So it's not quite true then?
Well, brothels were involved, yes, but more as a kind of a social bridge. That's where upper-class men might have encountered the dance. But they weren't the birthplace. Not at all.
Okay, a social bridge. I like that. So if not the brothels, where did it actually start? You mentioned something different before we started.
Right. The true cradle was the conventillos. Think bustling tenement courtyards.
Conventillos. Tell me more about those. What were they like?
They were these incredible melting pots. You had European immigrants, native Argentines, Afro-Argentines, all living basically side by side, sharing these communal spaces.
Ah, okay. So very different from the secretive image. Much more communal.
Exactly. And it was in that vibrant mix, that multicultural stew, that tango really started to simmer and take shape.
That paints a very different picture. And speaking of surprising facts, this deep dive uncovers some things that are, well, pretty counterintuitive.
Yeah.
Like the idea that tango, this dance we associate so strongly with male-female passion, was largely developed by men dancing with other men.
Yeah, that often throws people. But it wasn't about romance. It was purely practical.
Practical. How so?
There was a significant shortage of women in Buenos Aires at the time. So men practiced together.
Yeah.
They honed their lead, figured out the steps, the embrace.
While waiting for a chance to dance with a woman.
Precisely. And that practice, that necessity, actually forged the really strong, clear leader-follower dynamic that's so central to tango even now. It's kind of amazing how practicality shaped the art.
That is amazing. And the surprises don't stop there, right? There's something about the rhythm, the sound itself, a ghost rhythm.
Ah, yes. The African candombe influence. Even though traditional tango orchestras often lack drums.
Right, you don't typically see percussion.
No. But that rhythmic pulse, that drive,
Yeah.
it's still there. It's embedded in how the strings are played, like with arastras, that kind of dragging sound, and in the bandoneon's phrasing. It's an echo of its African roots.
A ghost rhythm. I like that. It's a hidden layer.
Definitely. And often overlooked. And speaking of the sound, that iconic melancholic voice of tango, the bandoneon.
Yes. You can't imagine tango without it.
Well, here's another twist. It wasn't Argentinian. It wasn't even meant for tango.
Really? Where did it come from?
Germany. It was invented as a portable sort of organ for small churches, for religious services.
Well, play a religious instrument.
Yep. And somehow this German religious instrument, which is notoriously difficult to play, by the way, with a really illogical button layout,
Okay.
that became the soul of tango. It just perfectly captured that feeling of longing, of nostalgia, of the immigrant experience.
Wow. So the signature sound comes from this unlikely, difficult German instrument. That almost feels appropriate given the complex origins we're talking about.
It kind of does, doesn't it? And tango kept evolving, kept surprising people. Which leads us to Astor Piazzolla.
Ah, Piazzolla. The tango killer, they called him. Why such a dramatic nickname?
Because he completely shook things up. He started fusing tango with jazz, with classical music. He brought in new instruments, wrote complex arrangements.
Stuff purists probably hated.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They said you couldn't even dance to it. It was a revolution. But a key moment for him was studying in Paris with the legendary Nadia Boulanger.
Okay.
He was actually kind of embarrassed by his tango background. He showed her his classical compositions, and she listened and famously said something like, "This is well written, but where is Piazzolla in this?"
Wow.
Then he played her one of his tangos, reluctantly, and she apparently told him, "You idiot, that's Piazzolla, don't ever leave it."
Incredible advice.
It gave him the validation, the permission, really, to embrace his unique voice. And he ended up elevating tango, taking it to concert halls worldwide.
An amazing turning point. But Tango's journey wasn't always about artistic evolution, was it? It faced real threats, too. Political repression.
Definitely. Under the military junta in Argentina, for instance, tango became suspect. It represented a certain past, a certain freedom, perhaps. It became almost a dance of outlaws.
How did the government suppress it?
It was subtle sometimes. Curfews made late-night dancing difficult, promoting other music like rock and roll, pushing tango underground, in a way.
Yet it survived.
It always seems to survive. It had faced controversy before. Think about tango mania hitting Paris in the early 20th century.
Right, it became a huge craze.
Huge, but also scandalous. The close embrace, the suggestive moves. Pope Pius X actually declared it immoral, forbade Catholics from dancing it.
Did that stop it?
Quite the opposite. The controversy just fueled the fire, made it even more alluring. It shows how rebellion can be part of a cultural movement's power.
So when you pull it all together, the gritty conventillo origins, men dancing with men, the African ghost rhythms, that German bandoneon.
Quetzal's revolution, surviving repression, the scandals.
It's just an incredible story of resilience, isn't it?
Absolutely. And that resilience, that deep cultural significance was finally formally recognized in 2009.
How so?
UNESCO declared tango an intangible cultural heritage of humanity for both Argentina and Uruguay, from the courtyards and docksides to a world treasure.
Acknowledged by the world. That's quite the journey. It really makes you think, doesn't it? You know, what other art forms out there started in humble, maybe even controversial circumstances, but rose to become these global symbols, these expressions of national pride? What does tango's incredible story teach us about art, identity, and just sheer resilience? Something to ponder.